Hello and welcome to the River House Reno. For those of you who are new here, my name is Beth, and 8 months ago I bought a 150-year-old house and started renovating it. Today in this video, I'm finally at the point where I can start decorating, and this is very exciting to me. I do have a lot to talk about when it comes to how I got to this point, but I feel like that's going to be a kitchen reno video, start to finish type of before and after situation that I'm not quite ready to do yet. I still have to put up trim in the kitchen, which is kind of the last big structural thing to do, and then I'll be ready to do that video. But I'm not ready yet because these last few weeks I've just been kind of like psyching myself up to do that because I've never done it before and I don't know how to do it. And in the meantime, I just want to talk about the fun stuff because I'm finally there and I'm having so much fun decorating. So you may not know this about me, but I'm a single mom with 2 teenage boys who eat a lot of food. And I'm also a set decorator. I work in the film and television business. And so decorating is kind of my thing. And I don't claim to be good at it. Obviously, I do it at a professional level, but I'm not an interior designer and I'm not an interior decorator. But what I do is buy a lot of furniture. I procure a lot of furniture and decor items. I have access to a lot of this stuff. I know good quality, I know good deals. I kind of have my ear to the ground with that all the time. So that's where I'm starting from. I'm also not afraid to buy things used because I've done it so much. And that's a big part of this kitchen reno as well. And so there's some elements that kind of cross over between, I'm going to say, renovation and decoration. It's all kind of one thing, but I'm going to try to keep them separate for the purposes of this video. Because there's some decor elements that I really want to talk about. I also bought a new faucet, which I haven't installed yet because I'm a little bit afraid of messing around with the pipes in this house, which are really old. And I've hired a plumber so far to do those jobs. So I think I'm going to do that again before I attempt to do something like that myself, because you don't know what you don't know, and plumbing scares me a little bit. Let's talk first about the kitchen cabinets. When I first bought this house, the kitchen was overwhelmingly mahogany kitchen cupboards, which were very nice and very nice quality, but just dark and not the vibe I wanted. And in order to enlarge some of the windows in there, well, both of the windows in the kitchen, I had to get rid of those cupboards. I wasn't sad about it. I really like open shelves, and that was always part of the vision, was having open shelves in the kitchen. The second kind of big thing that happened was I took out the ceiling in the kitchen. When we first viewed the house back a year ago, my 12-year-old was obsessed with this little half room above the kitchen that you could get to through one of the bedrooms. And the half room, you could hardly stand right in the middle of it. It was used, I would say, as a storage space. It was carpeted. It had this very cute fake wood wall paneling that I really liked. And once I got the carpet out and washed it all down, it kind of looked decent. However, I decided to just peek under there one day to see what was under there. And would you guess what was under there? Any guesses? That's right, nothing. There was no insulation in this part of the house. And so I took it all out. I got rid of all that paneling. I put in new insulation. I put in new drywall. I mudded, I sanded, I painted, and put up a light fixture in there. And then I took out the ceiling, which I had to start from the bottom. Underneath in the kitchen, I took down the dropped ceiling, which was these ceiling tiles. I took down the strapping and the plaster and the lath. And then finally I took out the old subfloor boards from upstairs, which I then this week sanded and finished and put up as shelves. So the shelves that you see there on the wall are these 150-year-old boards. They're part of the house. They belong here. They only had to move a few feet. It was probably my favorite upcycle of this whole renovation so far. After I pulled down the ceiling and opened up the kitchen so that it has this great vaulted ceiling now, I decided to paint the remaining cupboards, which were along the bottom, which I love. And I think this whole kitchen was probably installed in the 50s or 60s. I'm saying 50s because of the style. Delightfully, they're a really nice height. I think the people that built this house were generally tall people, which makes me really happy because I'm sort of on the tall side, and I like a good tall counter height in the kitchen. So I decided to paint the cupboards on the bottom that were mahogany. And on a whim one day in the hardware store, I chose this salmon pink coral paint, which I really like that color. But honestly, when I got home and I painted the cupboards that color, it was a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit like, oh God, what have I done? Am I gonna need to change this? But I stuck with this sort of vision slash non-vision I had in my head. I have a vision, but not even I know what it is sometimes, if that makes sense. So once I got the floors refinished and the beautiful wood tones of the floors came out, it started to make sense with these cupboards. It brightened the whole room up. The cupboards started to look nicer. And then the next step after that was installing this backsplash, which I also found at the hardware store that same day. It's a complementary color to the coral paint. So there you go. There's a little bit of a decision and a choice behind that. And the backsplash, it's a $50 piece of vinyl, and I'm not very good at putting vinyl up, I discovered, but I got it done. It took me way longer than you can tell in this video. I screwed up a lot more. The other thing is these walls are not square. This is a 150-year-old house. The walls are not square, the walls are not plumb, the walls are not straight. And so going through a corner like this, I had to get creative and cut it. Putting up the backsplash and being in the house that first night with the lighting and the vaulted ceiling just made me so happy. Look how good it looks. And it sort of pulls the room together in terms of the floors and the floorboards and the cabinet color and the nice white walls with the new gyprock, the new drywall. It just looks so good, doesn't it? I also changed all the hardware on the cupboards. So I'm not going to name the Chinese company that I ordered all of the hardware from, including the brackets that I'm hanging the shelves on, because I don't want to do that. I'll just say that when I was shopping for hardware, I couldn't find what I wanted, and I looked everywhere. I looked online, and I couldn't really beat the price and the items. I really wanted these brackets. So I did it. I bought them. So altogether, the brackets, the hardware, it all cost about $60, which if you're out there in the space and you're shopping for that kind of thing, you know that that's a really low price. And the quality is fine. I can't really complain about the quality at all. So far, it's been great. I think appliances kind of fall under decor. They're not so much a renovation thing as they are a decor thing. So I replaced all of the appliances in the kitchen. And these are all bought on Facebook Marketplace. So I got this stove, which I was going to buy this stove new for $1,400, and I got it on Facebook Marketplace for $600, brand new. Awesome. And these people also threw in this bathroom sink, which has a granite countertop and new taps, which I wasn't even going to do that. I wasn't even going to replace the bathroom sink, but then I got this, which is absolutely beautiful. And I replaced the washer dryer. When I bought the house, they said that the washer dryer worked. It didn't. So that went out on the side of the road. Somebody picked it up right away, lucky for me. And I replaced it with this new set, a stacking washer and dryer, which gave me a lot more room in the kitchen, which was $500. And then finally, I replaced the fridge. I thought, why not make them all matching? And so I got this fridge on Facebook Marketplace also for $300. I purchased a few dishes from some thrift stores. I'm going with a sort of monochromatic green for dishes. It's really hard to find full sets of things, and I actually don't think full sets of things is my style. I don't like things to be uniform like that. I like a little bit of variety. I like a little bit of spice. So I am going with things that I find at different thrift stores at different times that are all green, that are kind of matching and in the right quantities that I'm looking for. One hot tip I can give you for thrifting and curating, procuring things for your space is to not be in a rush. So if you're looking for a specific thing and you want to buy it and you need it within a certain time frame, you're probably going to end up spending more money. But if you have time If you're someone who goes to thrift stores and looks on Facebook Marketplace regularly, over time is when you're going to see those good deals. You're going to develop a sense of how to spot a good deal. You'll develop a sense of who are the sellers who are going to be really easy to deal with and who maybe isn't worth your time. If you have time, if you're not in a rush, you're in a way better position to get better deals, to have a better experience in interaction with people. And the other thing, second hot tip I want to give you is put it out there in your networks, whether that's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's in your family group chat, whether it's your work colleagues. Put it out there that you're looking for furniture, because in my experience, everybody has too much stuff and is always looking to get rid of it. Just tell people, let people know what you're looking for. The other thing I want to put out there, third hot tip, is just to be open to different ways of acquiring stuff. So be ready to get secondhand. It doesn't need to be new. You don't need to contribute to the demise of the climate to have new stuff, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with used stuff in a lot of cases. Be open to bartering with people. Be open to a circular economy. Be open to trading your services with someone else's. And then be a little bit flexible in your vision. You know, maybe it doesn't need to be that exact piece of furniture or that exact shade of gray. Maybe you can be a little bit open in what you're looking for. In my experience, a little bit of eclectic vibe is just more interesting anyway. I like to walk around someone's house and know that their entire decor wasn't purchased at HomeSense, and that maybe some of these elements have a story. That's just me. That's just my aesthetic and my vibe. Also love a good flea market deal, like the 2 light fixtures that I got that are both in the hallway. I have one downstairs and one upstairs. 2 for $10 at a yard sale. They're vintage, made in California, and they perfectly fit the aesthetic of this house. I love them so much. And of course, the glass lamp in the kitchen hanging over the stove was a gift from my sister. I love it. That came from an estate sale somewhere down the shore. I find if you're looking on Facebook Marketplace for lighting fixtures or flea markets, you're really not going to find specific things. It's one of those things, like if you have a specific idea in mind of what you want, you're probably not going to find it there. So I did look kind of quite extensively and ended up buying 2 brand new lighting fixtures for the house. The other one is in the mudroom, but I haven't installed that yet, and that is coming. So what I'm actually looking for, and I'm going to put it out there, is some heavier velvet or velour curtains, something that will actually keep the heat in the house and keep the heat from escaping into that mudroom. I have time. I'm not in a hurry. I have an idea of what I want. I know that I probably want a darker color. So putting it out into the universe that that's what I want for that spot. And I'm sure it'll happen. And in the meantime, I have these curtains here as a placeholder until the weather warms up a bit, and then I'll probably take them out. That concludes the initial kitchen decoration on a budget video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited to keep going with this. I'm really excited to make a complete kitchen renovation video, which will be so soon after I get that trim up. So thanks for watching.